welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a sweat-proof makeup tutorial for summertime. Me personally, here in Texas, it gets so hot and sometimes I don't even want to wear makeup, but when I do plan to wear makeup, this is something that I usually go for, the kind of look that I usually go for, and I did incorporate some kind of tips for you guys so that you can slay the summer heat if you do live in Texas or if you live in a hotter place like I do. I hope you guys really enjoy this video, and if you guys want to see how I created this look and how to achieve sweat-proof makeup, then please keep watching. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and the first thing I'm going to do is I guess I'll start off with the eyes. Normally I always start off with the eyes, but when I'm doing something very simple like this, sometimes I would do the face, but I am going to do the eyes first. I'm gonna go ahead and take the soft ochre paint pot just because I always use this no matter what kind of look I'm doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that and put it all over my eyes. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know how much I love this stuff and how much I use it pretty much in every single tutorial. I just love the way it looks. I just love how it evens out the whole entire eyelid, and it kind of works like a concealer as well, so it helps just blend everything and conceal any veins or any redness on the eye. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and put some powder on top of the eyelid just so that everything blends when it comes to blending the eyeshadows. If you don't put powder, it can kind of be kind of stiff and sticky, and the primer will stick to your eyeshadows and won't blend as good. So that's why I always like to apply powder right on top of the primer. After that, I'm going to go ahead and take it back, and I'm going to be using this Too Faced peanut butter palette. It's the peanut butter and jelly palette. This came out, I want to say, like last year, maybe the year before that, for summer. And I just love this palette and I still use it all the time, and I just think it's adorable. Anything that Too Faced makes is obviously super cute. I am going to be using this palette today. I actually used this palette the other day, and I've been using this palette a lot just because I think that the colors in here are really summer appropriate. So I am going to be taking this color right here, and this one is called Peanut Butter, and I'm going to blend that on top of the eye. You can really use any blending brush. I just like to use a big blending brush like this one, just so it blends better than having like a smaller blending brush, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and take this color and apply it all over the room. I'm going to go ahead and take a smaller blending brush, and this is the SLMISSGLAM Fluffy Crease Brush, and it just looks like this. And I'm going to take this color called Nuts About You. It's a super red tone orangey brown, and I'm going to take the tiniest bit of that, not too much because I don't want to have like orange lid. I'm going to add a hint of orange right here on the outer corners, just to make it look a little bit more warm. I'm going to go ahead and take a concealer kind of brush. This is just the brush that I normally use to pack shadows on, and I'm going to go ahead and take the color Spread the Love, and it's kind of like a peachy color, and I'm going to go ahead and mix it with the white, which is called Extra Creamy, and I'm going to blend these two colors together because I want to go ahead and put that on the lid. So I'm going to softly put this on the lid. After that, I'm going to go back in with this peanut butter color on a small blending brush, and I'm going to blend around these edges of the white because I don't want it to look so harsh. Like, I want it to look there but not there, if that makes sense. I want it to kind of look soft and diffused. And then after that, it's pretty much done with the eyes. I just like how it has like the white right here just to brighten it up and then have a little bit of color on the crease. So then after that, I'm going to go ahead and apply some lashes. These are some of my favorite lashes, especially for summer, because the band is like super thin and the lashes are like long and wispy, but they're not like thick, if that makes sense. So it just looks very like fresh, and they make your eyes look more awake. So these are 3D mink lashes. I get these from Amazon, which I do have linked down below as always, and these are in the style A11. Okay, now that the lashes are on, I love these lashes. They look so good when you don't have eyeliner on because the band is so thin. That is the reason why I love it. So after that, I do like to prime my face, especially during the summertime and especially when it's super hot outside, because if not, your makeup is going to melt. So the first primer I do like to take is I like to take this One Heck of a Blot from Philosophy. This is probably one of my favorite primers ever, especially for oily skin. This primer, I don't know if it's for all skin types. I believe it is. The packaging just says shine free, mattifies and shrinks pores, so I would imagine it's more for oily skin than dry skin. But if you have dry skin, then I would recommend just using your favorite primer that you normally use for dry, that makes your makeup last longer. But this is the one that I like to use. I do like to take this one first before I apply another primer, which I'm going to show you guys in just a second. But I applied this all over my face. Then applying that, this one does kind of leave like a sticky feeling, and that is something that I love because it helps the foundation actually stick to the primer. The next primer I do like to use is by Milk Makeup, and Tanya actually gave this to me. She always talks about this on her channel, and I always wanted to try it, so when I went over to her house, she let me use it, and then she let me have it. So this is the Blur Stick, and this again is by Milk Cosmetics, and it kind of just looks like this. It kind of just looks like a stick. I don't know how to explain it, but it's super like soft feeling. Like, I love the way it makes my face feel. So I just like to apply it on my forehead, and then right here on my cheeks, because that is a problem area where I do have larger pores and where I do sweat. So I just like to apply it here. And then after that, I do like to kind of smooth it out. Now that our face is nice and primed, I do like to go in with a foundation. So the foundation I do like to take is this one right here, and this is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. This has SPF 15, which is why I like to use it for summer, because not only does it have SPF 15, it also covers very well, and it also lasts a long time. I've sweated with this foundation on before, and it still looks flawless. So I am going to apply this to my face. It is such good coverage. I don't need to apply so much to get a good coverage, so I just kind of like to dot this all over my face. And I do like to go ahead and apply and blend it out with my beauty blender. So I know that this foundation does look a little bit yellow. I don't know why it always seems like it comes up more yellow on camera than in person. In person it actually does match my neck. But after that, I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer. And I just like to take this concealer right here. This is also by MAC, and this is the Pro Concealer and Correct palette in the color Light. It has NC15 and W10, NC20 and W20. So I guess the one I'm going to take is NC15, which is this one right here. As you guys can tell, I love this palette, and I actually already used it all up to except for the 15. So I do like to highlight with this, and I'm going to apply this underneath the eyes. And the reason why I like to take this one for summertime is because it's a little thicker, and it covers well, and it lasts a really long time. So that is why I like to use this one during the summertime. Of course, after that, I like to set my concealer. If not, it will crease and it will come off. So I do like to take my airspun powder on my sponge like this, and I like to just go underneath the eyes. I don't really like to bake underneath my eyes because my under eye area is very dry, so it doesn't look good because it makes it look even more dry. So I just kind of like to pat the powder there. Since my sponge is a little bit wet, it makes it more moist, and it makes it stay on longer. And then I especially like to do my nose, because my nose during the summertime gets super oily, especially if I do like to sweat. So I just apply it like that on the nose area, and then I do like to do right here, because this is where I love to get oily for some reason, and then on my chin. And this just really helps by keeping the foundation on and making it look not oily. And for the rest of the face, I do like to take the airspun powder on a brush like this, and I just like to go over the whole entire face like this. Go back to the eyes before we start on the rest of the face, and I'm going to be taking this Nuts About You color and mixing it with peanut butter, so this one right here and this one, and then just lining the under parts of my eyes. After that, I'm going to take the peanut butter color again on a little blending brush like this, and then just blend this back and forth underneath. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and contour the face, and I'm going to be using this Too Faced contour powder in the color Milk Chocolate Soleil. I haven't used this in forever, but this used to be one of my favorites. It just looks like this. It smells like chocolate. And I'm going to be using my SLMISSGLAM fan brush. I love this for contouring because I feel like it just gets it right where it needs to be. But I'm going to contour my cheeks, my temples, and the bottom of my jaw, and as well as my nose. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and take some more of that airspun powder and clean up the under parts of the contour. And this is the area that I do like to bake, just because it looks better that way than just dusting it off right away. It kind of defeats the purpose. So I do like to do this just so it could get a more cleaner contour line. For blush, I'm going to go ahead and take the Balm Cosmetics blush in the color Swiss Dot, and this is one of my favorites just because it lasts super long and it's like super pigmented, and it is this beautiful coral color. So this one goes a very long way. Like, you don't have to put any on. You barely have to tap your brush in here to get some pigmentation. Like, it's super pigmented. So if you do have this blush or you haven't had it and you're going to try it, make sure you be careful with it. But I'm just going to apply this to my cheeks. And then after that, of course, I have to add the highlight, and I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Cosmetics highlighter, and this one is in the color, I believe this one is called Gems, if I'm not mistaken, but it's the e.l.f. Highlighter. I found this recently and I love it. I mentioned this in my favorites, and I've been using it ever since, and I just love the color of this one because it's not too gold, not too light, not too pink. It's just like perfect. After that, I'm going to go ahead and take this brush right here. This is one of my favorite brushes to dust off this baking that we did. This one is by Real Techniques, and this is the stippling brush, and I'm going to dust that off. After that, I'm going to go ahead and apply this mascara right here. This is the Tarteist by Tarte mascara. This is one of my favorites, and I really love this mascara because the wand is super like small but not too small, and the bristles are super separated, so it really separates the lashes. And I'm going to apply this on the lower lashes. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and take this liner right here. This is the Scandal Eyes Waterproof Kohl Kajal Pencil by Rimmel London. I love putting this in my waterline because I feel like it just makes my eyes look more awake. And it's a nude color, so it looks like this. And I'm going to apply this in the inner parts of my eyes. And I am going to take some of that e.l.f. highlighter and apply it in the inner parts of our eyes, just so it can look more awake and more bright. I love wearing a really bright lip in the summertime. I just think that it looks so pretty with like natural looking eyes. So I am going to be using this Milani lipstick in the color Allure, and it looks like this. It's kind of like a hot coral red color almost. And I'm going to apply this to my lips. Okay, so then after that, you are all done with your summer makeup look, and you're ready to explore summer activities with your sweat-proof makeup. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that little bell down below, and look down below for all my social media. That way you guys can stay connected with me. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!